Brightside has prepared a selection of strange animals that many people have probably never heard of, let alone ever met. And at the end, there is even a surprising bonus. One of these unusual animals is the Mangalitsa pig, often called a pig in sheep's clothing. This curly-haired pig comes from Hungary and was first discovered in the mid-19th century. Because of the thick fleece covering its body, it looks more like a sheep than a pig. The coat can be black or red, but most of them are blonde. Mangalitsa pigs are the only pigs in existence that have such an impressive winter coat. By the 1990s, they were almost extinct, with fewer than 200 animals remaining in Hungary, mainly because their lard was considered extremely tasty. Fortunately, today, their population is recovering. Another fascinating creature is the golden snub-nosed monkey, also known as Rhinopithecus. The scientific name of this species is roxellana. It is believed that the animal was named after Roxellana, the famous courtesan of Suleiman the Magnificent, a 16th century Ottoman Sultan, who was also said to have a slightly snub nose. Male monkeys are much larger than females and can weigh twice as much. Their colors are also different, while females tend to have darker shades on their forehead and upper body. Baby monkeys are born with very light fur that can appear almost white in sunlight. There is also the emperor tamarin, a tiny monkey that looks like a wise old man because of its spectacular mustache. The animal received its name because its mustache resembles that of the German Emperor Wilhelm II. These small creatures are only about 26 centimeters long, but their tails can grow up to 40 centimeters. They live in groups of 4 to 20 animals and often give birth to twins. Although they enjoy flowers, nectar, and fruit, they are not strictly vegetarian and may also eat frogs, snails, or even small birds. Another unusual animal is the Patagonian Mara. At first glance, it may look like a mix between a kangaroo and a hare, but it is actually the 4th largest rodent in the world. Females sometimes place their babies together in shared nurseries for protection while males guard them. When threatened, they grunt, and their squeals sound similar to guinea pigs. If frightened, they can leap almost 2 meters into the air. Some people have probably seen what are called fluffy cows. Despite their appearance, these animals are not a separate breed. They are regular cows that are groomed by professionals. Their fur is carefully washed, dried, brushed, and styled to create their incredibly fluffy appearance. Maintaining that look requires daily care and months of grooming. These cows are usually prepared for agricultural shows, and it can take around 2 hours to style them before an event. Another remarkable animal is the Markhor Goat. These goats are known for their spectacular spiral horns, which can grow up to 1.6 meters long in males. From head to tail, they can reach about 1.8 meters in length. The horns are mainly used during fights between males in the mating season. Females also have horns, but they are much smaller. Markhor goats feed mostly on leaves, grass, fruits, and flowers. There is also a curious animal known as the raccoon dog. Although its fur markings resemble those of a raccoon, it is actually more closely related to dogs, wolves, and foxes. Raccoon dogs form lifelong pairs and work together to raise their young. When the female becomes pregnant, the male helps by bringing food. They are also unique because they are the only members of the dog family known to enter short periods of hibernation. The blue-footed booby is another extraordinary animal found mainly on the Galapagos Islands. These birds are excellent swimmers and flyers, even though they may appear awkward when walking on land. Their bright blue feet play an important role during their courtship dance. Males lift their feet high and perform a rhythmic dance while pointing their beaks toward the sky. If the female is impressed, she joins the dance. The blue color of their feet comes from pigments obtained through their fish diet and is a sign of a strong immune system. Another unusual creature is the Malayan Colugo, sometimes called a flying lemur. In reality, it is neither a lemur nor capable of true flight. Instead, it glides between trees using a large membrane that stretches between its limbs. Despite spending most of its life in trees, it is not a particularly strong climber. These animals usually weigh between 1 and 2 kilograms. One of the strangest insects discovered recently is the Venezuelan poodle moth. It was first documented in 2009 and looks surprisingly similar to a tiny furry dog. Although mammals have hair to keep warm, insects are cold-blooded, so their hairs usually serve other purposes such as protection or sensing the environment. Scientists still know very little about this unusual species. As a fun bonus, imagine a creature called the cloud antelope. According to the fantasy description, it lives among the clouds and has bright blue fur reflecting the sky. Its diet supposedly consists of sun rays and candy. Of course, this animal is not real. It is actually a toy created by the designer C.M. Wyvern. But it is still fun to imagine such a magical creature existing.